Hello everyone, welcome to the SRBPS online classes. Yes students, now we are going to study the different types of sets. There are various types of the set. First type is empty set, or we can say null set, or we can say void set. As it is specified by name only, empty set is a set which has no element in it, where no element will come. Fine. A set is said to be empty set if it has no element and is denoted by phi. This one sign is used for phi. Phi means in that particular set no element is there. Or we can directly say curly brackets. There is nothing in the curly brackets which implies that set is empty. Like see here, one example I have given, curly brackets start x belongs to n. That means x should be a natural number such that x is greater than 5 but less than 6. If we will see greater than 5, it means it can be 5.1, it can be 5.2 and so on. But they are asking about the natural numbers. So the number which is greater than 5 and less than 6, there is not a single natural number. It means in this particular set no element is going to come. That is why we will say it is empty set, null set or void set. Fine. After that, now our second set is singleton set. What is the singleton set? A set consisting of single element. It means a set which will only and only contain one element is called a singleton set. Now see example here, x such that x belongs to natural number and x square is equal to 9. Now we know if we will solve x square is equal to 9, then I will get x is equal to plus 3 and minus 3. But as they are saying x should be a natural number, so we cannot take minus 3. We will only and only take plus 3. So it means in this particular set what is going to come? Only 3, only one element. So what we will say? A set which will contain only single element, that will be known as singleton set. Fine. After that, finite set. Now what is the meaning of finite set? A set be called finite if it is either void set, or its element can be listed, counted or labeled. It means a finite set in the very clear terms we can understand that a finite set will be that set where number of the elements will be countable. Simply you can take it in this manner, that finite set will be that particular set in which the elements are countable. Like see in this example what I have written, x such that x belongs to the set of integers. Integers means all positive and negative numbers including 0, and x is less than minus 10. X is greater than minus 10. If they are saying x is greater than minus 10, it means it can be minus 9, minus 8, minus 7 till infinity. So I think it is impossible for us to know that how many elements are going to come here. So we will not say this is a finite set. It will become what? Its opposite. It means infinite set. Fine. So whenever the elements are countable, that becomes finite set, and whenever elements are not countable, that becomes infinite set. So it is infinite set. But if we will take another example, x such that x belongs to set of integers and x square is equal to 36. Now see, x square is equal to 36. If we will solve it, we will get two values. X is equal to plus 6 and x is equal to minus 6. So it means we can take both the values plus 6 as well as minus 6 because x belongs to set of the integers. So it means in this particular set only two values are going to come, which are 6 and minus 6. So these two values, we know it is countable, that two values are only there. So we will say it is our finite set. Fine. After that, infinite set. What is the meaning of infinite set, students? A set whose elements cannot be counted. It means, like I will say, a set of natural numbers. So everyone knows it will start from 1. But we don't know where it will end. It will go to infinity. So it is impossible for us to count all these elements. So that particular set will become what? Infinite set. Fine. After that, next is equivalent sets. What is the meaning of equivalent set, kids? Two finite sets A and B are equivalent if their cardinals are same. Now what is the meaning of this cardinal? Here, student, cardinal means number of elements in a set. Cardinals means number of elements in a set. Fine. So if the two sets are there and their number of the elements are same, then we will say it is in that these two are the equivalent sets. Like see here, what I have written, I means that is NA. How we will read it? Number of elements in set A, and it is what? Number of elements in set B. This is saying number of elements in set A is equal to number of elements in set B. So it means those sets where number of elements will be same, those will be called up as equivalent set. Let's take an example. Suppose A set is there. As you people are able to see here, in that particular A set, only the three elements are there. 1, 2, 3. Like here another set is there, B set. Here also three elements are there, A, B, C. So we are watching here number of elements in A set and number of elements in B set. Both are same. So we can say A set and B set are the equivalent sets. B set and A sets are the equivalent set. I hope it is clear to you people. So now here the topic is equal sets. What are the equal sets, students? Two sets A and B are said to be equal if every element of set A is a member of set B and every element of set B is a member of set A. Let's understand it with the help of an example. In this set A, see here, three elements are there. A, B, C. In set D, also three elements are there. B, C, A. So can we observe here, in the both sets A and D, the elements which are coming in set A, those elements are only coming in set D. Or we can say the elements which are coming in set D, they are also coming in the set A. It means every element of set A is a member of set D and every element of set D is a member of set A. Hence we can say set A and D are equal. So there is the difference between equivalent set and the equal set. Equivalent sets are those sets only where number of the elements will be same, but equal sets are those only where every element of one set will be the member of another set and every element of another set will be the element of the previous one. So I think it is clear now. Yes, next type of the set is subset. Subset means a part of. Set is a subset. Set A is said to be the subset of set B if every element of set A is also an element of set B. What is subset, students? I will explain this topic of subset with the help of two conditions mainly. First one condition says if there are the two sets, set A and set B, then I can say set A is a subset of set B only and only when every element of set A will be contained by set B. First condition is this. And here second condition also holds. It can be also said that maybe every element of set A is contained by set B and set B's element is also contained by set A. So what it basically says, a set will be the subset of another set only and only in that case where every element of first set will be the element of another set. Like see here, suppose A set is there. Here three elements are there, 1, 2, 3. And B set is there where 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. 5 elements are there. But I am observing here that every element of set A is contained by set B. है ना? So I can say A is the subset of B, or I can also write it with the help of this way. Here see student, to write down subset, we used a symbol here, this C. Fine. So this symbol which we are using here, that is including what? We have to put a C and the bar below the C. Fine. So this is the symbol of subset. Fine. So it means every element of set A is contained by set B. ठीक है? After that, I have written one note here. See this sign, I think you people will be able to see what they are saying. If and only if. The sign means if and only if A is equal to B. It means if two sets A and B are equal, then we can say the elements of set A are contained by set B and the elements of set B are contained by A. So if and only if this condition holds, then I can say A is the subset of B and B is the subset of A. It means all the elements of A must be contained by B and all the elements of B must be contained by A. So this is the subset. Now I think you will be able to see this one also where I have written A. This sign is also for the proper subset. Now I will explain what is the difference between proper subset and the subset. See students, in proper subset, what is going to be there? A set will be the proper subset of another set if there will be at least one element in the set B which is not in A. It means if I am saying कि set A के सारे element set B में आने चाहिए, that is okay, there is no problem with it. But they are also specifying कि if set A के सारे element set B में आ रहे हैं, but set B के अंदर कुछ एक या दो एलिमेंट्स एक्स्ट्रा होने चाहिए या फिर उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं. सो इट मीन्स यहाँ पर हम क्या कहना चाहते हैं कि जो सेट बी होगा दैट विल एक्ट लाइक सुपर सेट. Fine. So in this example also you people can see in set B 5 elements are there and in set A only 3 elements are there. Fine. It is clear that these 3 elements are contained by set B and except these 3 elements set B is containing 2 more elements. That is why we can also say that this set A is the proper subset of set B. Fine. So we will take one more example here to understand this topic. See students, in this example A is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. One set is there. In B set 2, 3, 4. 3 elements are there. In C set 2, 3, 4, 5. The 4 elements are there. Now see students, I can say B is the subset of A. Why I am writing this? Because subset definition says every element of B must be contained by set A. So here I am watching that these three elements 2, 3, 4 are contained by set A because these elements are also coming in set A. So I can say B is the subset of A. Fine. So this is the meaning of subset. But I can also say that B is the proper subset of set A. It means according to the definition of proper subset, every element of B must be contained by set A and A should have more than elements which B is containing. Like here I am watching in B. How many elements are there? Only 3. But in A, how many elements are there? 4. But every element of B is contained by A and A is also containing more elements in comparison to B. So I can also say A and B are not equal, but B's element are contained by A. So I can say A is acting like the superset, and that is why I can also write that B is the proper subset of set A. It means we can also write B is the subset of A, or we can also write B is the proper subset of A. But I cannot write that C is the proper subset of A. Why I cannot write it? Because all the elements of C are contained by elements of A. All the elements of C are contained by set A, but according to the definition of proper subset, which says what कि अगर हमारे एक सेट के एलिमेंट दूसरे सेट में कंटेन हो रहे हैं, देन वन मोर कंडीशन इज देयर कि दूसरे सेट के अंदर उन एलिमेंट्स के अलावा और भी एलिमेंट्स होने चाहिए. बट व्हाट वी आर वाचिंग हियर कि जो सी के एलिमेंट्स हैं वही एलिमेंट्स ए के पास है और ए के पास इसके अलावा कोई भी एलिमेंट नहीं है. सो आई विल नॉट से दैट सी इज द प्रॉपर सबसेट ऑफ ए, बट आई कैन से दैट सी इज द सबसेट ऑफ ए बिकॉज सबसेट की डेफिनेशन कहती है इफ अगर एक सेट दूसरे सेट के लिए सबसेट है तो उसके सारे के सारे एलिमेंट्स उसमें कंटेन होने चाहिए. सबसेट ये डिफरेंस नहीं देखता कि उस दूसरे सेट के अंदर ज्यादा एलिमेंट्स है या नहीं है. सबसेट ओनली सेज कि उस पर्टिकुलर सेट के जितने भी एलिमेंट्स हैं वो दूसरे सेट के अंदर आने चाहिए. और यहाँ पर सी सेट के सारे एलिमेंट्स आर कमिंग इनटू द सेट ए. दैट्स व्हाई आई कैन से दैट सी इज द सबसेट ऑफ ए, बट सी इज नॉट द प्रॉपर सबसेट of A.